Hi everyone! Today we are going to be talking about the future of the real estate market, which I'm super excited. Guys, I have to apologize. Today we were just so booked with appointments. I wasn't able to have a sit down time in my office to go through this with you, but I'm still extremely excited. I am driving and headed to appointment, so we're going to multitask here. So last week what I did is I kind of put some questions together that people have been asking about the future, not the current real estate market, not what's going on. I know I've talked a lot about rates and all of that in the current market, but more or less what the future is of the real estate market, and especially with all of the foreclosures, things of that nature, there's a lot of talk going on. So I've pulled some facts together for you guys. I'm ready to go through that with you and just tell you from a real estate agent's perspective what is going to happen, what has happened in the future, what we've learned from, and more than likely what the future is what's going to happen again, and what we'll kind of look at. So I'm going to go through some of these questions that I got and just answer them that way. And number one is, are we going to head into another housing bubble just like 2008, which everyone is asking? Is it going to be like that? Is the market going to drop out underneath of us again? Are we going to have tons of foreclosures? And no, this is not a housing bubble. This is completely different than what happened in 2008. 2008 was a falsified housing bubble where banks just kept rising and rising, and they couldn't stand by where they were at, meaning everyone was approved. Sure, you want $500,000, you've got it. Here you go, you're approved, and they cannot afford that mortgage. Banks kept doing this. Appraisers were appraising things way too high. Then once everyone realized, oh wait, I actually can't make this payment on my house. I just lost my job. This happened, that happened. I can't afford this. Tons of homes went into foreclosure. We're dealing with a very, very different market. This is not, banks are not doing that. Banks are being very cautious, I can tell you, because I've had several appraisers come in with low values on my homes, which don't make me happy, but that's okay. But that tells you they're doing their job. It's not the housing market that it was before, and no, it is not going to crash like it was before. Number one question. Number two, rates. That was a big question. Rates are extremely low right now, and I know I've been saying that for about 3 weeks, but they are. It's been over 50 years since rates have been this low. All of my rates are under 3%, between 2 and 3% right now. And they're getting closer to that 2% mark, which is incredible for all of my buyers out there. However, the feds have come out and said, and you can fact check this, the feds have come out and said they are going to maintain those rates. It is not in their plans, not to say they won't do it, but it is not in their current plans to raise that rate. And the feds do control that rate, just so you know, and then lenders have their rate on top of that. However, they are saying they're hoping to keep that until about 2023 is when they expect to raise the rate, and I don't know what that looks like, how much they're going to raise it. 2023 is when the next projected raising, when they were going to raise the rate for the next time. So just keep that in mind. Right now we have an incredible low rate. Personally, I would not want to sit around and wait to see if they do it or not. I would be buying right now and taking advantage of the low rate. Another question is unemployment. Is that going to cause problems? Yes. I mean, I just can't say that it won't. Unemployment is certainly a matter. When people don't have a job, they can no longer afford that mortgage. Hence, then it goes into default. And that's a sad situation, and I hate that that happens. However, it is certainly a problem, and our unemployment rate right now is extremely high. So we do need to recover that, because that affects everyone. Of course, it affects the housing market along with many other things. So that's a big thing that will be negative, and we will see that in our housing market in the term of foreclosures. So just to give you some facts, I just checked this morning, so these stats are all extremely accurate. Our foreclosure rates right now for 2021, remember, they're not allowed to foreclose right now. However, when they lift that ban in 2021, we are expected to have between 225 to 500,000 foreclosures. Now, I know that's a big number. I mean, 225 homes for closing on, that's a huge number, and that can be scary. However, I want you to see back in 2008 when we had the crash, and everything that they had, I wrote that down here as well, 250,000 homes that were foreclosed on. So you are 4 times more in 2008, just to give you an idea, because we always go back to 2008 because that's what we can compare it to. So 2008 was 4 times worse than what it will be now with foreclosures. And we've already been through 2008 market. The banks are not going to do what they did back then. I personally can foresee them as they're doing these foreclosures, which by the way is a process. A foreclosure can take up to a year, easily can take up to a year. So that doesn't mean these homes will even hit the market in 2021. My thought is we're going to have the foreclosure market in 2022, and in 2023 is when we're going to start to see these properties on the market. I also don't feel like banks are just going to unload them on the market, because when you do that, that affects the housing value experiences and don't repeat it. However, if they do, it is still 4 times better than 2008 market, so don't let that scare you. Another question I've gotten recently is, as far as, the rates go, is that going to maintain? Yes, to answer that question, yes, they are going to maintain for a while. That is at least the plan right now. The market currently, I talked about last week, it is still a phenomenal market right now. Rates are extremely low, and if you're a seller, you're getting a great price for your home. So the current market is a phenomenal market. Will that market change? I don't feel like that will change for quite a while. I also feel like these foreclosures coming on the market is still going to be probably 2022, 2023 before you and I start to see those on the market, even though they might foreclose in 2021. So anyway, guys, that's a quick wrap up of the future of the real estate market. There's still a lot of question marks out there. Of course, I cannot answer everything. I am staying up on this information as much as possible. As soon as something's released, I'm reading it, going through it, and staying up on it. That way I can bring the best wisdom, the best knowledge straight to you guys, and you can have that and know what's going on and not kind of be in the fog and not understand that. So that's a little update. Hopefully that's helpful. If you guys know of anyone right now that's looking to purchase a home, rates are phenomenally low, call them, let me know. I would be happy to help them. Or anyone that's looking to sell, again, we're getting great prices for homes. I'm putting a house on the market. The next day I'm getting multiple offers. And I don't know who's complaining about that. I'm certainly not, and I don't think my sellers are. You guys have an awesome Monday. I'll look forward to hearing from you. Please leave feedback, put some comments below for me. Also, if you have any ideas of